The prisoner in Fortnite Battle Royale is regaining his fire powers. He has been released from his shackles over at the ice castle and is now wandering the map trying to regain his powers and perhaps even trying to disturb the ice and the snow across the Fortnite map. If you guys remember the Ice Ball event where the Ice King brought down a massive blizzard onto the map and covered the entire Fortnite Battle Royale map in ice and snow, that is now starting to melt. It is nearly melted all the way up until the point of where it was at the start of Season 7. It used to be all the way covered over 100%, but as the days have gone by, the ice has started to melt over, and towards, Wailing Woods and Lonely Lodge, Retail Row, all the snow has started to defrost and melt over that side of the map, and now it has returned pretty much to its original state, and that could very well be just the indication of the end of the event, that Fortnite doesn't want to cover the map in ice anymore. But if they were to do that, they would have just reverted it back to where it was. I don't think they would have done, kind of like a gradual melting of the ice over time, because that means that there is something in the map in real time messing with the temperature of the map, causing this ice to melt. Because as you guys know, over at the ice castle, it was the prisoner who was melting the iceberg from inside. He was melting his own prison, and he managed to melt it to the point where he could escape. He could be doing that very same thing, but with the entire Fortnite map, with all of the snow that has been covered. Now, obviously, one man can't do this by himself. I mean, it took him weeks in order to break down a small little ice cube that he was in, a small little iceberg in comparison to the entire map. So I really doubt that he has the power to disperse heat and fire across the entire map simultaneously and melt huge sections of the map in just a few days. I believe that, considering that this guy is the fire equivalent of the Ice King, he has tremendous power over fire and lava. So I think that what he's doing is creating a volcano or a volcanic effect underneath the Fortnite map and disturbing the temperatures underneath the surface. He could be creating lava, could be melting rock underneath the Fortnite map, and that is causing the snow on the surface to melt over time and return back to the ice castle. Because as you guys know, in the description of the prisoner skin, he said he was going to restore balance to the Fortnite map, and that could be what he's trying to do right now in the Fortnite map. He's trying to regain control of the ice castle, or at least regain his power over the Ice King, because it seems that the Ice King imprisoned the Fire King inside the ice castle and prevented him from getting out because he didn't agree with his plans. And now that he's escaped, he's been given the chance to melt the entire Fortnite map and potentially even create a volcano that could lead into Season 8. Now, what it could be is the mountain in the background of the map that has been there since day one. Pretty much, it has always been there. It's been pretty much just a background image, nothing too special. You can't go there, you can't visit it, nothing changes with it. It's pretty much just a static image in the distance. But what could happen is we could see the very peak of that mountain starting to break away and starting to heat up, and we could be seeing a different static image of that being turned into a volcano on the arrival of Season 8, and potentially parts of the map being covered in lava, little mini volcanoes popping up in and around the Fortnite map, which will spew lava onto the map and would be a complete polar opposite of Season 7, this season being snow and ice, and as I said in a previous video, Season 8 being fire and lava. Now, another question is, where are the dragons? Originally, we thought that these dragons over at the ice castle were the Ice Kings. They were the Ice King's dragon eggs that he was keeping safe, but then we might have found out that the Ice King doesn't know about the existence of these dragons, considering that the eggs are imprisoned in pretty much the exact same location to where the Fire King was imprisoned, and they are just, thrown down there without any real care into the prison section of the ice castle. It could be that these dragon eggs are traditional fire dragons as we see in pop culture and films and TV series, but they're unable to hatch right now due to the immense temperatures being all below freezing and everything being covered in snow. So they're unable to incubate, they're unable to hatch. So maybe what the Fire King is trying to do is melt all of the snow on the map and potentially melt the remaining snow over at Polar Peak and melt the iceberg and everything to do with it in order to create the perfect temperature so that the eggs can hatch and hatch into full-blown fire dragons for potentially, the ultimate event of of Season 8. The Fire King and the Ice King going head to head. The Ice King pulling out all the stops, throwing his ice down, maybe even calling some of his frozen zombies to help him. And the Fire King creating volcanoes and creating the perfect temperature to hatch his fire dragons in order to go against the Ice King. Now what could happen is once the prisoner has made the map hot enough to where the dragons can hatch, they will be removed from the ice castle and be wondering about the Fortnite map, and this could change everything for Season 8. The prisoner could be the dominant figure, and that could lead on to future events where there could potentially be fire lakes, maybe Leaky Lake turns into Lava Lake, and maybe everything else to do with the map is also covered in soot, it's covered in fire, and we could potentially be seeing that massive mountain over in the distance being turned into a volcano. Now, a lot of people have been saying that this prisoner in the Fortnite map isn't the Fire King, he's no one special, it's just a skin being used for the challenges for Season 7. Now, I don't believe that's the case. Why would Epic go to the lengths of imprisoning this guy and making the iceberg melt over weeks and weeks since the start of Season 7 if he wasn't going to be something special, or he wasn't going to play a crucial role in the storyline of Fortnite Battle Royale? That would be incredibly stupid. I don't believe that they would do that even for a second. I believe that this guy is the fire equivalent of the Ice King, and you can see that in his different styles. I'll put an image on screen right now so you can see that once the prisoner unlocks his different styles, he slowly, progressively through these styles regains his fire. He removes the cage on his head. He has fire glowing in his eyes, he has molten rock glowing through his skin, and parts of his clothing are on fire. So this guy is the fire equivalent of the Ice King, and he's not just some skin that was placed in the map for no reason. This prisoner is a very crucial part of Fortnite and could potentially reshape the map for Season 8. So we'll just have to wait and see what goes down, but I do not believe for a second that this prisoner skin isn't anything important. Why would Fortnite do this much setup and do these amazing set-piece events and make the iceberg melt over time, and you can see the chains, and then you can see a part of the prisoner, and then he escapes? Why would they do all of this if he wasn't going to be a crucial part of the season? Because before, we had another character like this with the Visitor. The Visitor was a crucial part of previous seasons where he fired the rocket into the Fortnite sky and created all the rifts in the map. He was an incredibly key part of the Fortnite storyline, and he was the blockbuster skin for that season. I believe that is the same case here. This prisoner or Fire King is a crucial character in the progression of Fortnite's storyline, and I believe that he will play a key role in the lead up to Season 8. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below. What are your guys' theories on this? Do you believe that the mountain is going to be turned into a volcano? Do you believe that the Fire King will turn the entire map into lava? Let me know what you think. But if you enjoyed the video, please be sure to leave a like on it. If you're new here, then subscribe to the channel to keep up to date with the Fortnite news content that I post. And with that, my name has been Sleek Ozzy, and I will see each and every one of you in my next video. Goodbye, guys.